to be with you. So good to be alive right now in the greatest country that the world has ever known, with the deciding election of our lifetimes before us, with so many of us having already voted. If you voted, let me hear you. If you now commit to getting everyone in your life to vote as well, let me hear you. If you are ready to win this election, let me hear you. You all are making this happen. There is so much hope right now, so much inspiration, so much courage, so much kindness, so much generosity, which is the perfect answer to the division, to the smallness, to the pettiness, to the partisanship that defines so much of the national conversation right now, that has caused so many people to wonder whether 242 years into this experiment that we can still pull this off, that we can peacefully, non-violently resolve our differences, decide who it is that will represent our interests, and guide the course and the direction that this country will take. And the people of Texas, in every single one of the counties, never allowing any small difference to stand between us, whether that is party, who you voted for in the last election, geography, from the guy who comes from El Paso, Texas, the only major city in the Mountain Time Zone, to who you pray to, whether you pray at all, how many generations you can count yourself a Texan, or whether you just got here yesterday, who you love. None of that matters as much as this opportunity that we have right now to do what our country needs from us at this moment of truth. To that pettiness, to that partisanship, to that smallness, to the meanness. We match that with our confidence, our courage, our strength, this big, bold, beautiful heart that can only come from Texas. Exactly what we need right now. And I gotta tell you, I understand this is not about a political party, it's not about the candidate, it's about the people of Texas coming together to make sure that on each and every one of the defining issues of our day, that we stand up and that we are counted, that we lead while we still have the chance, that we listen to those who may disagree with the conclusions that we've come to, and still find enough common ground to make things better. And for every teacher working a second or a third job just to make ends meet, I want you to know that we will have your backs. We will pay you a living wage. We will ensure that you can stand in front of you, delivering that excellence in education that will determine the fate of this country going forward. For every veteran who's put their life on the line for the United States of America, when you come back to this country, we will spare no expense. We will shoulder every single burden to make sure that we hold up our end of the bargain, connect you with the care that you've earned and that you deserve, ensure that there is a roof over your head, make sure that next step in your journey back here with your families, your education, your career, that small business that you may start, whatever you're going to do next, that you are successful. We'll also make sure, given the number of people from this community who are serving tonight in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Syria, in Somalia, in Libya, in Yemen, in Niger, half a world away, their lives on the line, bearing the battle for the rest of us, that before we start another war, before we renew the wars that we are in, 18 years and counting now in Afghanistan, that we, the world's greatest democracy, within which we have what is purported to be the greatest deliberative body, we be able to answer these questions. What is victory? What is our strategy to achieve it? And why do we fight? Why do we ask you to risk your life, maybe sacrifice it? Why do we ask you to take the lives of others in the name of this country? If we can answer those questions to our satisfaction, let's make sure that we fully prosecute these wars and win them. But if we are unwilling to answer the questions or even ask them of ourselves in the first place, not only must we not start yet another war, We must end the wars that we're in now and bring those When it comes to healthcare, in the least insured state in the United States, where the #1 provider of mental health care services is the county jail system, where far too many have a family member with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, who gets arrested on purpose because the one place they're guaranteed care where they can be fed, housed, clothed, at public expense, prescribed the psychotropic medication that'll make life bearable for them is in the county jail. $400 a night is the cost to the taxpayer to do that. And not only are we locking up their bodies, we're locking up their potential. That education they can finish, that job they can work, those taxes that they can pay, so that they can shoulder their fair share of the burden, so it rests a little bit lighter on the rest of us. We can lead the way on guaranteed, high-quality, universal health care to make sure that every single one of us, where we are, is free to rise to our full potential, to contribute during our life to our maximum capacity, to our own well-being, to that of our family, but also to our communities and our country. And we can make sure that universal health care is primary health care, specialty health care. It also means mental health care. And in a state that is at the epicenter of the largest maternal mortality crisis, we make sure that health care means every woman makes her own decisions. Defining immigrant story and experience. This state that meets the rest of the world, joined, not separated, by the Rio Grande River. A state of immigrants, those who have left their hometown, their family, their country, their culture, their language, to start anew. Strangers in a strange land, called to and inspired by this country, wanting to give to, not take from the American dream. Yes, to do better for themselves and their kids, but yes, to do better for every single one of us. If we decide that we will lead on this issue, not out of fear or paranoia, but with an embrace of the future and who we are and how we can become going forward, I'm confident that not only can we ensure that never again is another child taken from their parents at their most desperate and vulnerable moment as the year is we reunite those kids who have already been separated, but that we also move forward boldly based on what we believe in and know to be true. Like no dreamer should ever fear deportation from this country. Because we have decided to make them citizens in the country that they have already contributed so much to. Whether it's education, whether it's immigration, whether it's healthcare, whether it's meeting the existential crisis that faces the generations that follow ours. If this planet cooks another 1.5 degrees Celsius, then those who follow us in these same places may no longer be able to call these communities their home, may no longer be able to depend on this state, our farmers, our ranchers, our producers, to provide the food and the fiber that feeds and clothes not just Texas, not just this country, but so much of the rest of the world. We will not be worried about rebuilding Houston and Port Arthur and Rockport, Port Aransas and Beaumont after the next storm because human beings may no longer be able to live there. No state understands the consequences of man-made climate change the way that our state does. No state is in a better position to lead. We are a strong energy-producing state, making this country energy independent. We can set a higher bar, allow our innovation and ingenuity to ensure that we are up to the challenge, but we can also seize the lead that we have, #1 in the generation of wind power in the United States today. And the two fastest growing jobs in this country are wind and solar jobs, meeting the commitment to this generation to find high wage, high skill, high value work, and meeting the the commitment to the next generation and every generation that follows by saving this planet for them. The way that we are meeting these challenges, doing this together, not allowing anyone to separate us or divide us, not allowing the meanness to dominate the moment. This is the most thrilling, most energizing, most encouraging, most hopeful thing that I've ever been a part of. And the fact that you have been able to convert this hope into action, into your votes. Listen to this. In Dallas County, in the last midterm election in 2014, after 4 days of early voting, there were 71,000 votes. In Dallas County, in 2018, after 4 days of early voting, there have been 225,000. This happened. And not only are we running this the right way, and not only can we win this the right way, but for every day of the 6 years that follow, we stick together, we can make sure that we deliver on the very high expectations that we are setting for and by one another for this country that we love so much, coming together at the moment that she needs us. So if we continue to do this, everyone can share everyone in their life that they have voted, knock on those doors, make those phone calls. Wherever you are in Texas, in Dallas County, where we'll be in El Paso County, on the 6th of November, we'll celebrate the victory of our lifetimes.